Every time I blew up a trade, it was because I was scalping blind. Once I started using this specific method on my scalping strategies, my results completely changed. This video, I'm going to show you the exact process I use before every session to determine what trades to take. Let's get into it. Today, I wanted to cover with you guys my full-on trading process so you can see exactly how I approach the markets when I'm starting a trading session, okay? I got this very important question in my group, and I just want to share it with you guys real quick. Just an overview of last month, August here. So ticking on up, ticking right along. We got this month here, currently in profit. We're going to cover a couple of trades I took as well. As you can see, here's my win rates kind of all over the place. Not my best week, but I took a break there. Still in profit for the week, right? So this is why I like Trade Zealot. It really keeps me in track, make sure I'm in profit each week. This was a good week, trying to make this a final clear winner for this week. Hoping to get our monthly P&L up to 20 to 30K this month, so that would be lovely. But just an overview of where we are at with trading perps. The whole process of trading, okay, from start to finish, I am going to cover with you today. Whenever I am jumping on a session for trading, I always make sure to do top-down analysis. And really, it covers these three basic steps here. So we're first going to mark the previous day high and low candles. So we're going to be moving to that daily time frame. Then I usually check the 1 hour, 15-minute, and 5-minute time frame for any divergences we may have that could go against us in a trend direction or maybe a reversal. And then we're going to actually wait for our setup. I covered this strategy pretty well on my channel. It was just on one of my previous videos. But waiting for those fair value gaps to form so we can anticipate when to enter a trade. Hopefully we can grab some of those early fair value gaps in a trend on the 5-minute time frame and really hit a runner there. So I'm going to show you a few trades I actually took, as well as we'll do some replay action as well here. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to open up TradingView. Very first thing, I'm always looking at Bitcoin and Solana. So my number one recommendation, if you're just starting out trading, especially in the crypto market, pick a coin. Pick a coin you really want to get to know. You really want to get to know that chart. Granted, a lot of them move with how Bitcoin is moving, but we want to pick a coin that we can really get to know the chart. Some candlesticks may be different. There may be some volume and things like that, but here's a list of the kind of the coins I have traded in the past. For the moment, right now, I stick with Solana. It has good volume, right? The cycle runner winner this year, maybe ETH close behind it. But typically I am trading Solana. So the first thing I do for this top-down analysis, my whole trading process here, is I move to the daily time frame on Bitcoin, okay? Personally, I always like to see what Bitcoin is doing because, like I said, a lot of these altcoins you're going to be trading are going to move with Bitcoin typically most of the time, right? Not every once in a while you'll get some backwards movement, but typically most of the time we're going to move with Bitcoins. So when we're moving to the daily here, okay, we're on the daily time frame, so you can click up there on TradingView, move to the day, and we're just going to mark the top and bottom of our previous day high and low candle. So it's just the previous candle here. Don't overthink this, whether you're opening your trading session at midnight, at 8 a.m., at 5 p.m. Whenever you're hopping on your computer to open a trading session, right? It's crypto, you can trade any time of day. But we're just going to mark that previous day candle, okay? So it's just this previous candle here. We're currently on this one, right? It's moving down. So we're going to mark that previous candle out from wick to wick, okay? Not the candle bottoms, just from wick to wick, okay? So I just marked those with 2 lines here. And the top of this area is actually called your previous day high, or PDH, and the bottom is PDL, or previous day low, okay? So you'll see these terms used quite a lot in trading if you don't already know them, but there they are, okay? Next step, I am actually opening my RSI indicator. So if you type in relative strength index here, starred, and you'll see this, it will pop up something like this. How do I get these bullish, bearish divergences there? Just double click one of these lines. It'll open up your settings. You can hit this checkbox, calculate divergence, to open up those bearish and bullish divergences, okay? And I will actually open up my settings. I don't quite remember them. So my RSI length is 7, sources close. I have calculate divergence turned on. That's how I get those bearish and bullish divergences. Yes, they will print late, so it is important to learn how to eyeball these things as well as you're learning. Type SMA, length 3, BB3, and then just time frame chart, and that's about it. You can color the lines however you wish. Here's kind of all this. Oh, the RSI upper band and middle band and lower band. Make sure to set these values correctly as well. I have 80 for the upper band, middle is 50, and lower band is 22 here, okay? And I do have an RSI video if you don't understand RSI yet. That is available on my channel too. If you like and subscribe below. But we are going to go ahead. So we have our previous day high and low pretty marked out here, okay? Then we're going to move to the hourly. I just like to see the hourly to see if we have a possible divergence going on here, okay? Because we're going to be trading on the 1 minute and 5 minute time frame here. We're just doing a top-down analysis to prevent us basically from making any mistakes, right? Okay, so we had this little bullish divergence here. We might have been ranging if we were on the 1 minute, 5 minute time frame or something like that. But if we were moving to the 1 minute time frame and maybe we took a long or short here, we could have been stopped out back and forth. So we just want to make sure we're not going to be hitting a divergence. Like this one, for instance, right? We got a bearish divergence here. You probably could have read this quite a far way up on the minute or 5 minute time frame if you were trading Bitcoin. But once you see these divergences pop up on these higher time frames, you really need to be aware and determine if you want to take a trade with that, if you want to hold off to see what happens. Because typically we want to go with the trend. The trend is your friend in trading. You're going to have a better chance or better odds of going with the trend as opposed to going against it. As you're learning to trade, yeah, you'll be good at reversals and everything else. It just takes time to kind of learn that. So next up, let's go ahead and move to that 15-minute time frame here. This is just for Bitcoin. I'm just trying to see if we have any divergences. So like for instance here, right? What did we get? So we did get a bullish divergence here. Although we had a pretty big wick, trading view was probably like giant wick. So this is going down while this is going up, right? On the RSI, that would be our divergence there. Had you gone with the trend here, thought about taking more shorts, you probably would have been stopped out on the 1 minute or 5 minute, right? Because this skyrocketed up here, okay? So currently, no divergences. We're going to move to the 5 minute. And we do have a couple, as you move to lower time frames here, these signals will be less accurate, okay? They're not always going to be 100% accurate. Yeah, could you have taken a short here? Probably one, yes. Could you have taken a short here? Probably one, yes. Could you have taken a long here? This one would have been iffy, right? Maybe it might have not hit your take profit level exactly. But these are all the things we want to pay attention to with these divergences, okay? So that is Bitcoin. Our previous day low, unfortunately, is all the way up here. If it is closer, right, sometimes we can look for retests at this level. So a lot of times you'll see price action move back towards these levels, either retest and come back down, or if it wants to pop through this area and retest it at the bottom, come back up to previous day high, it could do that as well. But these white lines are those previous day low and high areas we marked out, okay? Next, we're going to do the same for our altcoin, okay? We're just going to move to Solana. We're going to move to the daily time frame, and we're going to mark the previous day high and low candle. I'll just show you a trade I took on Thursday, since this will better explain these kind of areas and how they work. But I'm just showing you while TradingView is live. So previous day high and low, and sometimes these divergences will look the same, sometimes they won't. So you also want to pay attention to oversold areas or overbought. If we get really overbought, you'll get these like red, green highlights, and you could get a pop-up. Like we were pretty oversold back here, right? Would we get a pop-up? That would for sure stop you out if you were continuing on the short trade on the 1 minute on the hourly time frame. Same here, we got a bull divergence. We were oversold as well, right? We got some red highlights. And then we got that pop-up. You would have been stopped out had you continued on this short journey. So these are the things I'm really looking at on these higher time frames to prevent, hopefully, any stop outs. You're never going to be 100% accurate in trading, right? I'm at, what, 57% so far this month. Not my best month, but we still have a week left. So maybe I can bump that up to 65%, which is typically around the win rate I'm trading at. So we have this bullish divergence here on the 15. We already played this out. This move already happened, right? We already hit this bull divergence, already did a pop up, and now it's coming back down into this overall short, okay? So we're done with that trade. Had we went with the bull divergence. 5 minute. We don't really have any current divergences. You'll see we got this bear one back here. We even made a double top and it came back down into this overall higher time frame downtrend, which completely makes sense, right? So we weren't able to pass this kind of area. Made a double top. We got a 5 minute bearish divergence. And hey, once you got a 3 minute, 5 minute fair value gap, probably look to enter that short trade, 3 minute, 5 minute bearish fair value gap. And if you're wondering what these boxes are, this is just the fair value gap indicator. By luck, I'll go, and I'm usually entering trades with those fair value gaps, hopefully hitting the first 1 to 3. I really like to hit the beginning of these trends, so can hopefully make a lot of profit out that trade. I did find out if you're trying to trade all day, at least for me, I'm more than likely to lose money. Okay, so let's get into the top-down analysis on this live trade we took last week. So let's move back to Friday here. Currently, I'm on that Friday time frame on the 19th. You'll see here is Friday of the 19th. That's the current candle we're on. And we're going to do our top-down analysis. We're going to start and mark our previous day high and low candle. So this is Thursday. Just mark the previous candle out, whatever session you're playing. Move this to the bottom here, right? We want to get this wick to wick on the previous candle. That way we know if we're breaking through the previous day low, which looks like we're doing here, right? Or maybe we're resisting one of these areas. So if we resisted the top, maybe we got a bearish divergence at the top and came back down, that would make sense. Or if we resisted the bottom of this previous day low, maybe got a bullish 15-minute divergence, we could do a pop back up. However, looks like we are breaking through here. So next we'll move to the hourly, and you will see here we are currently sitting at the previous day low. I do need to go ahead and move this forward to 9 a.m. We actually see we are retesting this previous day low. So a lot of times you're going to see these retests on these previous day high or low lines. You'll see we are coming back downward, right? We're a little bit oversold, but we don't really have any bullish divergences to worry about, which is nice. We already popped up from that oversold even. As you'll see here, no real 15-minute bullish divergences to worry about. So if we're not seeing any bullish divergences, we're just continuing on with this downtrend. Sometimes I like to think, hey, we'll probably just continue on this short direction. And currently, as you see, we are coming up back to this previous day low area to retest it. Now we made a 5-minute bullish fair value gap here. We don't have another bearish fair value gap to play with. So we're probably going to go ahead and wait. This is probably what I was waiting for to enter a trade for that 9:30-ish a.m. time. So you'll see here we are actually getting a 5-minute bearish fair value gap now, which is great. So we retested the previous day low 1, 2, 3 times, showing a lot of resistance around that area. We are making another bearish fair value gap. So if we wanted to, right, let's say we're looking at this short trade. I'm thinking short because A, we don't have any bullish divergences on the 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 hour to worry about. We're past our previous day low. We resisted it. And higher time frame analysis, right? We're still in this overall kind of downtrend. So the trend is your friend in trading. If you're ever unsure of which way to go, your best odds are going to be to go with the trend. So we try to break through. We're even kind of ranging around here, I would say. But if we draw our fib, and I go over a lot of these strategies on my channel, just that swing low to swing high. And usually I am looking for entry around the 0.618 area. This may only come up to the 0.786. I guess we will find out. But 241.83 and looking to take profit at some of these levels down here, right? Or 1.272, 1.618 to 2.272, okay? If you want to split your take profit levels, you can certainly do that. Does it always come all the way down to 2.272? Certainly not. Does it always come down to 1.272 even? No, sometimes it only comes down to the 1. It just depends what the market and the chart is doing. But these are the take profit levels I like to aim for and set my limit orders at, okay? So we'll play this forward. We're going to see what happens here. So we did only come up, like I said, I probably ended up marketing in on this order would be my guess. I can't remember. I'm sorry. We did only come up and hit the 0.786 level. Sometimes, yes, it will only come up to 0.786 and you may miss a trade. You are going to have missed trades, okay? You're not going to hit every trade. Sometimes it may come up past your entry level and you're going to be pretty worried once it's getting to these levels up here and then come down for full profit, okay? You just got to let it play out. But as you can see here, we certainly did do a big, huge kind of tank on this. So even came all the way down, went through our 2.272 perfectly here. But the important things to pay attention to on this trade was what? We didn't have any bullish divergences to worry about on the 15-minute, 5-minute, hourly. We were on the higher time frame, scroll, zoom out, we're in an overall downtrend. What else? We did a retest of the previous day low, okay? We had a lot of resistance around this area, okay? We already resisted it once back here around, what, 6 a.m.? So a few hours later, we resisted it again. I bet you Bitcoin might have been doing something similar. Now, once you get a bearish fair value gap to play with, either on the 5-minute or 3-minute, if you want to try to get in quicker, look, we had this 3-minute bearish fair value gap obviously pop up before we got that 5-minute bearish fair value gap. So once you see those things pop up, you can be looking at those short possible plays. We resisted this previous day low pretty well, okay? So now we can just assume we may even tank further throughout the day. All right, so that is trade number 1, the short. Next, we are going to take a look at a long trade here. So this was taken Friday, September 12th, it looks like. So we will go ahead, 9:07 a.m. So we will go ahead and move, select date, Friday at 9, okay? We'll erase these previous lines, and we're gonna do the same process, same trading process again, okay? We're gonna mark our previous day high and low candles. So move to the daily time frame on TradingView here. It's Friday, September 12th, so this is our current candle that we're on. We're gonna mark this previous day high, mark this previous day low from wick to wick, right? So here's our previous day high, our previous day low. We are currently blasting through this previous day high. So chances are that's probably why I took a long here, right? Just coming back through it. We're getting overbought on the hourly, something I'd probably be wary of, but no real bearish divergences as of yet. We'll move to the 15-minute next to check if we have any bearish divergences we may need to be aware of. Just ranging currently at the moment, no real, I would say, bearish divergences. We got some, like I said, this is big range here, so it's kind of ranging back and forth. We already broke past that previous day high, so we could probably even look, and this is pretty big break past it too, right on the 15, that's a 15-minute candle. So I'd be looking more towards the long direction, at least for today. 5-minute, no real bearish divergences, right? What are we doing? This is market structure here. I do have a market structure video on my channel, but we're making higher lows, making some higher highs, right? Just that general uptick. It's still ranging back and forth, but overall, we're probably looking more in the long direction, and we don't really have any bearish divergences that is telling us it could go another way, okay? So what else do we have? Do we have a 5-minute bullish fair value gap? I bet you this is going to be the candle. So no 5-minute bullish fair value gap yet. We had one back here, but we already came back past it. Check the 3-minute. So we do have a couple of 3-minute bullish fair value gaps. So sometimes I am jumping to the 3-minute just to try to catch these trends earlier. 5 minutes going to take a little bit to print because you have to wait for those candle closes and the timer on the side. But we do have 2 3-minute bullish fair value gaps that have formed. So this was 9 a.m. time. I probably, that's a nice higher low. So we could probably draw our fib, something like this, swing high to swing low. Maybe even look for, I'm not sure if this is going to continue to go up, but we're going to have to adjust our fib if necessary. Wow, perfect wick. That was actually a perfect wick through 0.618. Almost, I think it even touched the 0.5. So near perfect wick. And where are we looking to take profit? So we're going along with kind of general market structure. We didn't have any bearish divergences to worry about here, right? We were more of an in range, but overall, if you're looking at higher time frames, this top-down analysis, we're sitting above the previous day high, pretty high up, kind of like we were on the last one where we came back, retested that previous day low, and we are continuing this general kind of higher lows we got going on here. We even made, my favorite thing, these fair value gaps. We made 2 3-minute bullish fair value gaps here, okay? So we're looking for entry at 0.618, wick through perfectly, even to 0.5, and looking to take profit at what? 1.272, 1.618, 2, or 2.272. See how high we go up. Whoa, okay. So wicked perfectly through that 2.272 yet again. Probably two beautiful trades there. This would have been a lot of money. I doubt I held it that long. I doubt I enter perfectly. This can be a lot of money in your favor here. Is it going to go up further? Just watching and seeing. Kind of hitting back towards entry, probably back towards ranging. So this is why we're setting our limit orders at these take profit levels, because you can come all the way back down to your entry. Now we're sitting below our entry. This would be a loss, right? Had we held or tried to held further. This is why I'm looking at these possible higher take profit levels. This is as high up as I really want to go. I get it can go higher throughout the day, but I am scalping here, so I'm looking to get in and out of trades with, and what this trade would have taken 9 a.m. holding it 10 minutes to 10 a.m. to reach that level. So not sure if that's exactly what happened there, but it's like 241. Where did I take profit? Oh, I entered kind of late, so hit that jump up. So I probably saw it late because we didn't form that 5-minute bullish fair value gap. So just backtracking here, look at those 3-minute bullish fair value gaps or 3-minute bearish fair value gaps as well. So those are a couple of trades taken over the past couple of weeks here. Like I said, this is mainly for a top-down analysis video. Top-down analysis combined with Bitcoin can really help improve to determine which direction you want to go. Okay, so a lot of times I'm looking at Bitcoin and Solana at the same time. Sometimes they'll be a little bit different. Either Solana will be ahead of Bitcoin or Bitcoin will be ahead of Solana by maybe a second or two, but that second or two really matters, okay? So we want to pay attention to what each one of these are doing. And what are we doing here? We are marking, step number 1, mark that previous day high and low candle, right? Check the 1 hour, 15-minute, 5-minute for any divergences that could go against you. If you're uncertain about whether to take a long or short, usually you want to go with the trend. Better odds, the trend is your friend here, okay? So usually you can go with the trend. However, if you're seeing these divergences pop up on the higher time frames, you could be in trouble and it could go against you, right? Not always, but it can sometimes. So you could even wait for those divergences to play out and wait for another setup. There's nothing wrong with waiting for your setup for a trade. And then we're waiting for a fair value gap here, okay? So we're waiting for either a 3-minute or 5-minute bullish or bearish fair value gap that goes along with our top-down analysis, okay? Look for those retests on the previous day high and low levels. Look to see what area you're closer to. Like on that first trade, we were closer to the previous day low, so we could probably aim to take that previous day low area, okay? So these are all the things with top-down analysis you can really get good at to improve your trading. It does take some practice. It does take time to read Bitcoin and an altcoin all at once. If you want to focus on one chart and just start with the top-down analysis, see how it goes, that's what I would suggest. This is my trading process. I do every session, same steps, kind of like work, kind of like a job, kind of like a system, right? You're just using these same few steps every day, marking in, marking out, and that's about it. So if you guys do have questions about trading or want to learn more, I, of course, have a full course that comes with our group right now. Do my best to live trade perps every day. I got to take a break every once in a while. Otherwise, I get burnt out. That happened to me this month. Okay. I am human. So it is what it is, right? But have a whole course going over everything I wish I would have known in the beginning. And then some perpetual futures trading strategies as well. And then I do record all my live trading sessions so you can see my kind of thought process, what's going on, what we took, what mistakes I might have made. I take losses here and there, but like I said, I try to remain profitable for the day. You'll see I've had 2 red days this month. Okay. Have I taken more losses than that? Yeah. I'm at a 57% win rate, and we're still at not even, we have about a week left for the end of this month, and we're at around 20K profit for the month. Okay. So this is all possible and doable. But anyways, drop your questions below. I love to hear them, and let me know what you want to see next. Thank you.